Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're just gonna go ahead and flip through sketchbook number 10. This one is, I guess, from June 2016. I think that's the start date. I don't think that's the end date. I don't think I finished this sketchbook in a month, even though this was actually at the point where I started to draw a little bit more. As you can tell, I started my art journey in around when I was in middle school. So I was like, how old was I? Well, I was obviously, if I was in middle school, I was like 13 or 14. I'm trying to remember the year. I graduated in 2014, so like 2010. So my very first sketchbooks were like in 2010, 2011. And then I stopped drawing for a really long time. And then I got back into drawing when I was like a junior in high school. And then I also took a little bit of a break. And then this is when I was in college. So I know we've gone through like middle school to college and it's only been like 10 sketchbooks. I promise I do have like 50 sketchbooks. So really most of my drawing has been in like the last 5 or so years. So yeah, but my art journey is progressing a little bit. So I'm actually getting better at art in these sketchbooks. So I would just say if you guys want to really get better at drawing and you're like really focused on it, I would just say try to keep it consistent. So that way you don't suffer like setbacks and stuff. Like if I was drawing consistently from when I was in middle school all the way to now, I feel like my art would be at a better phase, at a better stage, just because, more practice is better, So I would just say try to keep it consistent, you guys. You don't have to draw every day, but try not to go like 6 months to a year without drawing like I did. Anyway, enough of that little rant. We're just going to go ahead and get started with this sketchbook. Alrighty, a drawing of some people on a bench I never finished. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be those OCs that I have. I tried to draw the bench pose again. Didn't work out. Those same OCs, but as kids, so they were all had sad childhoods. I guess these two particularly had sad childhoods. Her sad childhood was mostly that she was lonely and that she didn't have any friends. So you can see I'm drawing bodies a little bit better now. I mean, things are still a little flat. Those fingers are like really spiky. And I don't know if that's because I couldn't draw fingers or I was just too lazy to try. This was supposed to be a comic of them together as kids. But then I scrapped it for this one instead, where the one character is sad as a child. And then she meets her friends. And so it's like basically like a healing your inner child type comic thing. This is just the character that she is. She didn't really smile or make facial expressions, so it's like, oh, what if she could smile? And everyone's like, oh, she's such a sweet smile, so cute. And then a drawing I never finished. And another one I was gonna make with the other character, and it was gonna be kind of like the opposite. It's gonna be like, oh, she's doing a badass moment. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, so cool. The two characters, I think I talked about them before in a previous video. That's just that they were in love, so they were flirting, and he was like, haha, I really like you, and she's like, but like in a flirty, like kind of like, what's it called, Playboy type way, and she's like not buying into it at all. Also, I think you've seen that I've returned to color pencils at this point. I did buy a Copic marker in the last sketchbook, but I'm not sure if this was at the same time or if it was before. The sketchbook is technically the sketchbook before this one, but both in the past and pretty recently I've been flipping through sketchbooks. Like I would keep sketchbooks kind of at the same time sometimes. So I'm not sure if I had that Copic marker in the sketchbook. I think I did, but I only had the one, and I don't know what happened to my other ones that the cheap markers that I had, but I think this might have actually been before that. I'm not sure, because this is when I was just using color pencils, or maybe I was like, maybe I'll just try to learn color pencils. I think that I really got into alcohol markers in college, because I started my Instagram, my first Instagram anyway, when I was in college with alcohol marker drawings. But I can't remember what year that was. Anyway, a drawing of that guy and that girl that don't get along, but they were love interests. That's just a dynamic that I like. I was trying to draw that girl as older, but she was like edgy. I don't really think that it worked out. More drawings of that girl, but like a reverse personality and then a gender bend. And then it was like, since they were all like alternate versions of themselves, they're like, oh, we're getting together so we can fight, right? Which is like the evil version of her. And others were like, yeah, let's fight. But I never finished drawing the comic. Just a drawing of a random girl. That's a cute little interaction that I never finished. I don't know who that guy is. So that's the type of dog that I have. I had him then and I still have him now, which if you guys are following around, this sketchbook is 2015 and it's 2024. Yeah, that guy's a pretty old man by now. I tried to draw that girl at different ages. Look at the one at 44, it looks more like she's like 80. Like, Jesus Christ, I do not know how to draw people aging. A drawing of some children. Don't know who they are though. People sitting. Ooh, this is a redraw of Zero, one of my personified number guys. I didn't label him as Zero, but this is what I wanted him to look like if I was going to make a comic, I guess. Well, if I was updating the style, because the style that I used for them before was like small and cutesy, almost chibi-like, and then my style was moving, not, I wouldn't say more realistic, obviously, but more realistic proportions, like, you know, like comic books. Well, maybe comic books is not a very good example because they have all those muscles and stuff, and a little bit unrealistic body proportions, but it was more of like actual body proportions, if that makes sense. My style moved towards that, and so I just drew him here, and I used colored pencils to color him in, and those are the colored pencils I used. His skin doesn't really look yellow. Like, that is a very clearly a yellow right there, but since I went over with the gray, it actually kind of washed it out a little bit in a way that I liked at the time. I think I was trying to do number 1 too, but I never finished. A drawing of a girl. She's actually supposed to be an angel. I changed her design a lot because that's why she's floating, but I never drew her wings in. Because can you imagine drawing in wings? A drawing of a guy and a girl who was supposed to be a ghost. I'm actually going to flip this. I'm not really going to spend too much time flipping the drawings, but I am going to flip this one because I still kind of like the way this one came out. So yeah, this drawing is not bad. I actually think it actually came out pretty good. I think it's, you know what it is? It's the thin lines on the inlines, the thin lines on the inside and the thick lines on the outside. It's just got like a very bold sort of look. And I think that the profiles are actually pretty good. They're actually not that bad. Like, I don't think this is a little bit better than some profiles I draw now, even sometimes. I mean, obviously there are issues, and maybe I could draw it a little bit better now, but it's actually pretty good for the time. I still really like this one. Alrighty, and so it's another drawing I did. So I did have my Copic marker here because the skin is Copic marker, and then I think I drew this and I asked my sister what if she could color it in for me, and then she picked those colors, but then she never finished it. Like, come on. I think the colors are actually kind of not bad. I think I could redraw this and make the colors work a little bit better. Just maybe change the saturation a little bit, and the colors would work actually kind of well together. Drawing of nothing. Also nothing. This is the prelim sketch for this next page. Just a drawing of my baby cousin at the time. She was like 3 here, so she's like almost, she's like 11 now? I don't know, it's been a long time since I've seen her. And this is a prelim sketch that I was going to draw of her and her mom, which is, she was my cousin, and then her mom was also my cousin, so. Well, I say was, they still are my cousins. They're okay, I promise. Drawing up some old OCs. You guys have seen them in previous sketchbook tours. I just wanted to redraw them again. I drew them in high school, and I was like, it's been a long time, so I drew them again in college. And I think that if you look back on those drawings, you see I've really improved. But I don't draw them anymore because they're not really my characters. They were characters I made with my friends, so. I tried to use that Copic marker. I don't really think the paper is really suited for Copic markers. Look at it bleed all over the place. I don't know if I drew this first or if I colored it in first and then it bled. I think that I drew this first and then they colored it in and it bled all over the paper. It's not great. This was an AU I wrote of the guy being on an alien ship, and then she kidnapped him onto the alien ship for reasons. Just some more little bodies. A drawing of romantic shenanigans. Actually, this is a redraw. I think you guys have seen me draw this before. I really like the way this chibi came out. So I actually, ever since this, I've tried to make my chibis look a little bit like that. Drawing of blushing. Another comic I never finished. Don't know what was going on there. A drawing of the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know what it was. I just was doing portraits where everybody's face was in the picture and not their bodies. I think I was just at the point where I was tired of drawing bodies. I don't know. And before, I didn't really draw the top lip. I would just draw the bottom lip. I don't know why I was doing that. I think maybe I just wasn't good at drawing top lips. Drawing a Bulbasaur, just because I think my uncle was like, see if you could copy this Pokemon. I was like, of course I could copy the Pokemon. And so I copied the Pokemon. Obviously, I feel like it's still kind of off. But I did it. Drawing of nothing. I did not draw this. I think my sister drew this. I think this was supposed to be me and this is supposed to be her. Makes me kind of happy. And this is my younger sister. I have two sisters. So previously when I was talking about my sister, I was talking about my older sister. But my younger sister drew this. I could tell because she has a very distinct art style when she draws. She always does like these big eyes with the highlight inside. She's not an artist. She's never been an artist, but I think that her drawings have a lot of charm in them. These are supposed to be OCs, but I don't know who they are. A drawing of those two characters, the two girls being friends. The drawing of the character by herself. This was a redraw of another drawing my older sister made, making the distinction now. My older sister drew this concept, and I was like, well, I'll redraw it. Just because I don't only like to redraw my own stuff, I like to redraw other people's things too, okay? And I don't have a picture to show you guys, unfortunately. She took all her art stuff with her. Drawing of nothing. This was supposed to be Stefani from Steven Universe, because I was drawing like a whole bunch of Steven Universe characters for my sister, my older sister, because she was really into Steven Universe. But I scrapped this one because it does not look like Stefani. Not like the hair and stuff, but like the eyes. Stefani would never make that expression, I don't think. And that one is a little bit more like Stefani's expression, so I think that's the one I went with. Some side profiles. This is when I got those markers. Not when I got them, but I think when I tried them out. This was another OC that I had. He was, what's it called? I guess the term is Angel of Death, just because he was like a counter. Yeah, I think he was an Angel of Death and not a Grim Reaper. I believe so. As a counter for that other Angel character that I showed you guys earlier. And so I was trying to learn how to draw more curly hair, like 4C hair. And then I was also adding earrings. I was like, he should have earrings. I don't know why I thought that. And for a long time, I really liked this drawing, even though it's like really like smudged all over the place. And I still kind of, it's not that I like it, but I do see where some of these design elements still come through in some characters they have. Like, he looks a lot like Kamau. I mean, he doesn't look like Kamau really, but he has like the same energy as Kamau. So I didn't even realize I sort of kind of recycled this design, especially the earrings. I just like to give men earrings, especially just like two little gold hoops. I don't know why I do that. Maybe I'll show a picture of Kamau. I don't have a colored picture of Kamau. Oh yeah, I do. But not making the same expression. And this was supposed to be the same. Remember I talked about the angel girl who was like a foil to this guy? That's who she is. But I didn't really like this drawing. That's not what she looks like. She does have curly hair now. But I am thinking of redesigning her again, just because something about blonde-eyed, blue-haired angel is like so, you know what I mean? This is going to be rainbow quartz. Never did finish this drawing. Well, actually, that's not true. I did finish the drawing. What is this? I have no idea what this is a drawing of, to be honest. I mean, obviously, it's like an elf person. I don't know why I drew that. Another redraw of one of my sister's pieces. And then there's like trees in the background, and there's like an elf guy. I never call this one. I think the sketch is still kind of pretty good. You know what I think it is? I think it looks good because it's got it's the black on the green. And I just feel like that looks nice. So, I'm not going to redraw this, but something about it is appealing to me. Another trial of drawing rainbow quartz. And then I tried to draw that girl again, the angel girl. This is a little closer to what I felt like I wanted her to look like, but the color is like way off. That set of markers didn't really have a good, like, what's it called? A good set of yellows. Another drawing of another OC. He was like a nice guy. Alice from Alice in Wonderland and the Chester Cat that I never finished. This is a girl called Callie. And I can't remember. I think she was a banshee, but I can't remember. A drawing of a girl with an emoji head. I made like a bunch of these drawings in like a separate, or like individual pieces of paper. I drew one and I was like, this is funny. And I showed it to my sister and she really hated it. And that made me like, it made me think it was like actually much funnier than it really was. And so I drew a bunch of these. Another drawing of that Angel of Darkness guy that I never finished. Don't know what's going on here. I think I tried to redraw that Alice picture. And I think that's everything in the sketchbook. Just circles, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was just planning out some drawings and I never did them. Just a bunch of ink on the page, Jesus Christ. Just whenever I get to the end of sketchbooks, I always tend to like just try to waste the paper. And this was a comic that I was drawing. It was like a redraw of that that Fully comic, and I never finished it. And there's just a couple pages of that. Oh, and there's some characters as mermaids. I forgot all about these. Yeah, I tried to draw them as mermaids. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Now that I'm older and wiser, and I've tried to participate in Mermaid a couple of times, I actually really hate drawing mermaids. I don't know what it is, or why I feel that way. She was a mermaid, but also she was a lamprey eel because she was a vampire. But I actually really hate drawing mermaids. No offense to you if you like to draw mermaids. I don't really have anything against mermaids personally. I just personally don't like to draw them. Don't know what it is. I just can't get into it. So I don't really participate in mermaid anymore, even though I've tried several times. So that's the end of sketchbook number 10. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I thank you for spending this time with me. I don't really have anything to say at the end of this video because I pretty much said everything I wanted to say at the beginning. So thanks again for spending this time with me. I'll go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye.